Night. Monday night is foodie night. We had so much fun last week, so we thought we'd do it all again this week. And once again, an entire kitchen in the studios here at Wave 105, which has been very kindly supplied by Ian Nelson from Sunnyfields Farm. Good evening again, Ian.
Good evening, Andy.
And our special guest this week is Jen Laing, who is from Cookery Creative. Good evening, Jen.
Good evening, Andy.
Now, you're very good at this because you've done all kinds of TV stuff, haven't you? I know you've been with Ainsley Harriet on Ready Steady Cook, haven't you? And the two of you, I didn't realise this, you've been on TV as well, haven't you? How did that happen?
We should have been a winning team.
And why not? What happened?
We was robbed.
Yeah.
We won the starter. This was Step Up to the Plate with Anton de Beck.
Yeah.
And it was a 3-course meal. We won the first course.
Yeah.
And it was then a fix, and we lost the next two.
Allegedly.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
A fix.
Allegedly. Lloyd Grossman has a lot to answer for.
Well, we'll take your word on that. So then, I'm very excited because watercress to me is not something you could do a lot with. I thought you put it in a sandwich, and maybe if you're feeling particularly fancy, you can make a soup. But oh, am I wrong?
You're so right, but so wrong.
So right, well, tell me.
You start with soup,
Yeah.
and then you can have that with a watercress flatbread. You could have it with a cheese and watercress scone. You could have a sausage, watercress sausages, which I'm going to be tempting you with later.
See now, even there, I'm already confused. How can you have watercress sausages? How does that work?
A sausage is denoted by the shape.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to have meat in it. As I keep having a discussion with my learned colleagues in the port.
We will find out. We'll find out a little bit more. And it's,
yes.
it's ducker rolled eggs. What are ducker rolled eggs today?
Well, the eggs are self-explanatory. They're a soft-boiled egg, peeled, and then rolled in ducker spices, which is a Moroccan spice mix. Absolutely delicious, and you'll be getting the aroma coming through. It's a shame we haven't got smellathon on.
I'm already getting this is the thing that we had last week because it. But by the way, I just want to say it did take over a day for the smell of the mussels to clear last week, which was absolutely good. I loved the smell of it last week. So we'll see if watercress lingers as long as mussels do.
You never know.
You never know. Well, we'll find out exactly how we're going to do that after this. This is Westlife. Here's What About Now on Wave 105. I'm Andy Jackson here on the evening show with my guest tonight, Jen Laing from Cookery Creative. What do you do at Cookery Creative exactly? Because it's one of those names that could mean anything, isn't it?
Well, it could, except cresson is French for watercress.
Well, see, I'm learning this stuff as we go along tonight.
A bit of a giveaway there. So, two-pronged business. We make watercress products, some of which I'm going to be showing you tonight, and we have a full catering business as well.
I've got a bit of your watercress here. This has come from.
You're going to try it from my watercress bed.
I'm going to try a bit now.
So we do everything from seed right the way through to making things with it.
Well, it's got that little sort of peppery taste to it, hasn't it? Which is unexpected.
Yes.
So
if you're not used to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm obviously not used to it. You're chopping some up there as well. I can see some garlic going on as well.
Indeed, a bit of garlic. Well, I had to compete with Andy for after last week. You know, I saw him mounds of garlic going into those mussels, so I thought I'd better do something to compete.
And we have to leave the smell for Steve in the morning as well because he's requested, by the way. He said, anything you're cooking tonight, Andy, can you please leave some for me to have for my breakfast tomorrow? So we'll have to see if we can leave something out for him. So it's ducker rolled eggs.
Indeed.
On a bed of watercress tonight. Okay, so what's going on there then?
So we've got some soft boiled eggs. I'm just reheating. I did cook them earlier just to be on the safe side because you never know, they might go horribly wrong. And I'm just frying some heating up some rapeseed oil, another Hampshire Farmers Market product. About to put some garlic in it, some watercress to wilt it down a bit. So I'll put that in now, and let that wilt down. Put a little bit squeeze of lemon juice, and that's our wilted greens. And then we just roll our eggs then in some ducker spices.
So where are ducker spices from again?
North Africa, so Moroccan really.
Because I've not seen them in Tesco's. So
well,
where would you go for?
Oh,
where would you go?
You know, there'll only be one place you'll be able to get them from, I think, round this area, which will be at the Winchester City Cathedral Market at Christmas.
Right.
So I'm going to be bottling it up and just letting people have a little waft of the scent as they go past.
I'm just enjoying the smell of the garlic, to be honest,
it's
at the moment.
Lovely,
so it's going to be fabulous.
We're
going to be quite organised this time round. After the show today, as well as the video, we're actually going to be putting the whole list of ingredients, and the recipe is going to be online at wave105.com/Andy. So if you fancy having a go at this, that'll be your chance to do that. It's smelling absolutely gorgeous, again, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, wilting watercress takes no time at all, so this will really, it's a bit like spinach. Anything you can do with spinach, you can do with watercress, which is, if you start from that premise, you'll be onto a winner straight away. So I've done lots of things over the years, but this is one of my favourites, I have to say, and I've demonstrated it a lot this year at various events, especially things that Ian's been organising, so it's nice to be able to do it again in the middle of winter.
Is this one of those so-called superfoods as well, watercress? Do they class it as a superfood?
They do, and quite rightly, they've actually now proven it has the anti-cancer prevention properties. So yes, it's got lots of things going for it. It's got loads of vitamin C, more vitamin C than oranges, more calcium than milk, and more iron than spinach.
And somebody told me as well it's supposed to be reputed to be an aphrodisiac. Is that true?
I couldn't possibly comment. But it's also a cure for baldness.
Really?
Not that I'm saying anything.
It's not working there, so I'm just munching away here. So if I've got a full head of hair by tomorrow,
exactly,
we'll know whether that bit's true.
Well, my husband had no hair when I met him, and he still hasn't.
It might even help me as well, because I'm losing
Oh
mine.
no.
There was an article recently about watercress, because watercress is one of Hampshire's most famous greens, and I think a few people were saying we need to get more legislation so that watercress can, you know, be famous for any places like Hampshire where we've got these fantastic chalk streams, because it really does need clean water, and a lot of people are now trying to produce it away from clean chalk
Exactly.
streams.
In fact, there is a plant called landcress, which is not dissimilar to watercress, but it's not as gorgeous. I mean, this is really peppery, lovely.
Peppery, yeah.
Grows in water, so it's fantastic. And I'll just put a pan down there, sorry. Wait. And it's going to have its own appellation contrôlée, really. It's a bit like wine has its own name, and a bit like Parmesan cheese. So this is going to, watercress hopefully will be known as being a crop that grows prolifically.
How many have you had?
Not enough.
I haven't had any either at all, to be honest. Right, can we just take a pause just for a second? We're at a point now, because I can see you've put the watercress, the wilted watercress, on the flatbread.
On the flatbread, ready for the eggs.
And I can see the eggs are about to come out. We will do that in just a second. A lesson that we've already learnt tonight as well. Cresson is French, or cress. Is it cress?
Cresson is French for watercress, yeah.
See, it says it's not only tasty, it's educational as well. Can you just do a little recap of what you've done so far for us, Jen?
Right, what I've done is warmed up one of my watercress and coriander flatbreads. You could use any bread for this, it's just that I happen to like using watercress in everything. I've wilted some watercress in a little garlic and rapeseed oil and a little lemon juice just to bring the flavour out. Put that together. We've soft boiled an egg, which I did earlier, peeled it and I've popped it back into hot water just to bring it back to the heat. And we're just about to roll it in our dukkha spices, which are a mixture of roasted spices like hazelnut, sesame seed, cumin, coriander. So you might notice some like curry flavourings, but a lot of those are North African. And we're just going to roll the egg in that, so I'll actually do that now.
So you actually take the egg out of the hot water?
Take the egg out of the hot water. So it is hot. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on just to help the dukkha spices adhere. Pop it into my mortar. I keep saying porter and messel.
Mortar and pestle?
Of course. See, it's very easy to get it wrong.
Especially after a few, even though none of us have had any tonight.
Oh, so far. And then you just place it on top of your flatbread. And if the magic works, you cut it down and the egg comes in.
That is, now see, the thing is, where I would go wrong with that, I wouldn't be able to get the egg to just be perfect like that.
5.5 minutes.
Is that straight into boiling water? Has water got to be already boiling?
No, you can bring it to the boil, and once it starts boiling, 5.5 minutes, and there you go.
That looks absolutely fantastic. We will have a little taste test in a second. I'll let you know exactly what it's like. This is Wave 105.